Okay, last day of the unit. Tomorrow we will do a full-scale review of what's on the quiz, or on the test. What's on the test. We'll do a full-scale review. Here we go. I'm going to start you off with your final vocabulary term. And what I did was I took two vocab terms we talked about and put them together. So let's see if you guys understand this by what we've talked about. First one, it says perpendicular. All right, what's coming to mind? What are we spitting out when you hear the word perpendicular for me? Perpendicular. 1, 2. Where am I going with that one? Deep. Julia, what are you thinking about with perpendicular?
Like
If you know two things are perpendicular, what's being created? Right angle. All right, so everyone's thinking on this one, a right angle is going to be created. And what do you know from bisector? That's a vocab term we talked about at the beginning of the week. Bisector. If something is getting bisected, talk to me. What's happening? Shum, Cameron, you remember? Split into two equal parts, right? Two congruent parts. So that's what a perpendicular bisector is. It's going to be a line, a ray, a segment, ready? That forms a right angle and cuts the other segment in half. So here's what I'm going to give you right now. Line EF, so this is a line, is a perpendicular bisector of CD. Can everyone underneath conclude? Just draw CD for me, because it's about to have a perpendicular bisector go through it. Draw line segment CD. Line segment. Now we're going to draw line EF, but it's got to be pretty specific. Line EF has to be perpendicular to CD and bisected. Throw on EF where you think it is. All right, it's got to be somewhere specific, because it's a perpendicular bisector. And it's got to be a line. Throw arrows on it. Just draw it in. I'll just draw it in. Just draw it in where you think it would be. It's got to be perpendicular and a bisector. All right, so hopefully most of you have something that looks like that, right? And hopefully you have points E and F somewhere on there, because it's called EF. Looking good so far. All right, now let's actually make it a perpendicular bisector. You should have markings on it that says it's perpendicular and it bisects. What marking should go on my diagram? I'll just take one set of markings right now to show it's a perpendicular bisector. Sully, what should be on here?
a box.
A box. That takes care of the perpendicular part. Great job. Now what do we put on and where that it's bisecting CD? Cutting it into two congruent parts. What else should we be putting on this diagram that says CD is getting bisected? Getting bisected into two congruent parts. Michael?
Arch marks.
That's for angles. What's for segments?
Oh, the hash mark.
Correct. So we should be putting hash marks there. How are we okay with this vocab term? A perpendicular bisector. And this can only happen, hey, I can only do this on a segment. I can't do this on a line because lines can't be cut in half. All right, this can only be done on a segment. Grab your compass. Now I'm going to show you how to do it using your compass. How do I know to grab my compass? I shouldn't even have told you.
Says construct.
Says construct. Yeah, here we go. We're going to do a perpendicular bisector for AB. This is a brand new construction. All right, brand new. We're going to do it right on AB. Take your compass, put it on one of the endpoints, A or B. And this is going to be one of the bigger arcs that I have you make all year long. You want to open up your compass more than half the length of AB. So open up your compass more than half the length of AB. And this might be tough for some of you that are still struggling using your compass. What you want to make now is about a half circle size arc. This is the biggest one I'll have you make this year. So we want to make about a half circle size arc. Keep that opening the same. Do not close your compass afterwards. About a half circle size. Then, when you're ready, using that same opening, you're going to do the same exact thing, but on the other endpoint of AB. And your goal, guys, is to make an arc that intersects, ready? Not once, but twice. Okay, so you should have 2 points of intersection between these two arcs. 1, 2. At the end, I call this the fish. Should look like a little bit of a fish. So open up your compass more than half the way. And then when you're ready, grab your straight edge, line up the 2 points of intersection, and you're about to draw in a perpendicular bisector. Draw it in. Clean it up a little bit, put the markings on that show me it's a perpendicular and a bisector. Looking good? Any questions there? Because now I'm going to challenge you. Any questions with this construction? Okay, ready to get challenged as we look at the next one. Construct the midpoint here. Midpoint. I guess we got to review that, right? What's midpoint again? Solly, what's up?
Middle.
Middle, right? Where's the point? Where's the point that's in the middle of AB? Using not your ruler and cutting it in half, right? Using our straight edge. Where's the point that's in the middle of AB? Hey, I'm not going to show you anything new. I'm not going to teach you a new construction here. You know why? You know how to do this already. Hey! Remember this? We just did it. If that cuts this line segment in half, kids, what's that right there? You know how to find it already. I just didn't say anything because I knew this was coming up. Hey, yeah, look, that is the midpoint. So we're not going to show you a new construction. We're going to do the exact same thing to find the midpoint. Open up your compass more than half the length of AB and let's roll. Yeah, this construction can be done for more than just finding a midpoint. And if you want to make a little arrow pointing to it saying, hey, here's the midpoint, you can. Yes, Max.
So when we make the line going through to find the midpoint, do you have to put arrows on the end of that?
No. I want to make, because Max brought up a great point here I haven't been emphasizing. He said, does it have to be a line? No, a perpendicular bisector could be a line, it could be a segment, could be a ray, okay? Just as long as it's connected to the midpoint, all right? Everyone good? Yes, you could put a right angle symbol in hash marks, you could do that too. Everyone good? Oh, so I can use this construction for a little bit more than a perpendicular bisector. Can I use it for anything else, this construction, huh? Oh, can I use it for anything else? All right, let's take the perpendicular word out of there. Now I just want a bisector. That's it, just a bisector. So in this first one here, it says, give me XY bisects line segment AB. First question to you guys. Which line segment is being cut into 2 equal parts? It says XY bisects AB. Which line segment up there? What do you got, Jalen? AB, yeah. So go ahead. Draw AB for me, guys. Draw AB. This is all a drawing one, not any construction. It says draw. And what's cutting it in half? XY. Now, hey, did I even mention that it's got to be perpendicular? No. I know most of you are probably going to do this for XY, and that's fine. That's what you're used to. But watch what I'm going to do. I'm going to get nuts. Is that okay for XY? As long as it's cutting it in half, yeah. The angle it makes does not matter. Could it be perpendicular? Yeah, sure it could. But it doesn't have to. It just has to bisect, cut it in half. And I'm still not done. I need some markings on my diagram. I have no idea if XY bisects or not until you put what on the mark. What markings and where? Sully, where? XY or AB?
Or AB.
Good, because that's the one being cut in half. And actually, you know what? I'm feeling crazy today. I'm going to put 2 hash marks. Look at me. Nuts! Everyone good there? So it doesn't have to be perpendicular. All right, let's flip the script. Over to the right now. AB bisects XY. Give me that diagram. AB bisects XY. I'm going to let you be creative. You do it. Get the point across. Give me a diagram that says line segment AB bisects XY with correct markings on the correct parts. What's up, sir?
For this one,
Yep.
can you use like your compass to like find it, or like do you not need to?
Well, that just said draw,
Okay.
so I just drew it in.
Okay.
But I do need the hash marks, though.
Yeah.
Yes. I'm going to show you how to use your compass in a second. But anytime it says draw, save yourself time and frustration. Draw it in. I know how many of your honors brains think. So some of you probably just took XY and flipped it with AB. That's fine. I decided to use the same diagram, but you know what? Where are my hash marks going to be now? Okay. Again, that's why I said be creative. If you just flipped X and Y with A and B, it's still correct, right? As long as XY is being cut in half there. All right. How do I do this with my compass now? Ready? How do I do this with my compass? I want line AB to be bisected, but here's the thing. Hey, it's got to go through X. This line that cuts it in half has to go through X. Huh. I'm starting to think about this whole construction do we think this would be useful here? Could I use this? And I want you to argue with me. Could I use this construction on this one here? The problem we're doing.
Yes.
Okay, I'm going to argue with you. For everyone that's saying yes, I'm not saying if you're right or wrong. Here's my argument, and correct me. Here's X, though. On our problem, here's X. And the line goes like that, though. It's not going to go through X. But can I still use it? Can I still use this construction to do the problem we're on? Everyone sees my issue? X is over here, and that line goes through here. It's got to go through X to cut it, though. Go ahead, Riley, argue with me.
Well, you can just use that to find the midpoint and then just draw a line through X in the midpoint.
All right, everyone, use this construction. Awesome job. Use this construction, find the midpoint, and then line up your straight edge. Yeah, so again, this is a third way we could use this darn construction. It's so popular. So open up your compass more than half the length. This is a powerful construction. It is used for a lot of things. You do not have to draw the line in if you don't want. Because remember, that line is not our final answer, the one you line up. The only thing you need this construction for is to find the what of AB. Find the midpoint of AB. If you want to draw the line in, you can, but just realize that is not our final answer. And it gets a little messy for me anyway. So I'm just going to line up my straight edge, mark the midpoint of AB, and then line up my straight edge with X in the midpoint. So if you have both the perpendicular bisector and the actual bisector we're looking for, that's fine. Good work. Yeah, go ahead, Fiona.
For like the hash marks, how can they go anywhere if it's not actually cutting it? Like if it's not cutting it in half, like equal, if it's like a line segment.
What do you mean? I'm saying that my hash marks are saying that segment and that segment are congruent.
Even but like when you put the line. Okay, maybe never mind then. I think. Never mind.
You sure?
Yeah.
Go ahead, ask away. That's because look, this line right here is cutting AB in half.
Yeah.
It's just not cutting it at a 90-degree angle.
Mm-hmm.
It can still cut it in half.
Okay.
Anybody else? Because I'm moving away. Unfortunately, this can't be used for everything. I wish it was, but we can't use it for everything. Questions? Bisector. Here's what you want to use. Any type of bisector, we can use the fish. All right. Unfortunately, I'd love to keep using it, but I can't here. I need a perpendicular line going through P now. What am I forming here? 90 degrees going through P. Okay, quickly though, I'll do it on mine. I want to show you why the one we did won't work. I won't even use a compass. I'll do. That's the one I just showed you. That'll give me a perpendicular line, but what's going to be the problem?
Why is it not going through?
It's not going to go through P. So that is why this one is not worthless here. Everyone see that? It'll give me this. That'll be perpendicular, but it says, darn it, you got to go through P. So that's a problem, which means I need to show you a brand new construction. Are you ready? This is the happy and frown face. Happy and frown face. Here's why. Put your compass point on P. Put your compass point on the point we're trying to draw it through. All right, now you got to play around here, honors kids, with your opening. You want to make an arc from point P that intersects AB in not one, but two spots. So it's going to look like a smile here. Something that I am unfamiliar with. Okay, so make an arc that intersects in two spots. Mark those 2 points of intersection on AB. I don't know if this happened to anybody in here, but if it does ever happen to you on your own, let's say you can only make it intersect once and then it goes past the line segment, you can always draw the line segment out more. Okay, these go on forever, so you can draw it out if you need to more. If you can only get it to intersect once. Okay, everyone's got the happy face. Getting there, getting there. Now, second step, open up your compass slightly wider. And I will show you in the next construction why. Just open it up slightly wider. Put it on one of the points of intersection. I'm going to do this below line segment AB, but you could certainly do it above. I'm going to make another arc. It shouldn't intersect the first one you made. Then I'm going to go over the other point of intersection so that both of these two arcs intersect each other at the end. So I made my smile. I opened up my compass a little wider, and now I'm going from each point of intersection and doing two arcs that intersect. And hopefully it's right below P. Hopefully, right? We'll see when you line up your straight edge. Yep, so take your straight edge. When you're ready, we're going to do this again. And then you don't have to do a dash line. I'm just so you guys can see it up here on my screen. There it is. What's else? If we go?
Does it have to go through the bottom like green ones you made?
No, but that's your straight edge has to line up with that though. Do you have to draw it that far? No, but your straight edge has to line up with P in that point. If you want to stop right there, well, you did need a line. Does it have to go that far? No. Just as long as it's a line. Good question. And then I still need something else though from you guys. We said it was perpendicular, Max, right? What's the deal? Little box somewhere. We talked yesterday. Only need one, not all four. Yeah, Matt. What's up?
If it didn't say construct, could you just draw a line through P in the line and then make a box?
It would. Yeah. Yeah. Anybody else? You are going to practice this one more time. Here's why. Everyone take a look where point P is. See how it's not on the line? It's off the line right now? Okay, the next one, look where I put point P. Where did point P go on the next one? On the line, and I got good news. It's the same construction we just did. Where do you teach me now? Where should I put my compass point? On point P. But now you get a little, you can get creative. You want to do a frown, so it intersects twice up here. That's my favorite. Or you can do the smile, that it intersects twice down there, right? So your choice. Your choice. Put your compass point on P. You decide what you want to do. Whether it's on the line or off the line, it's the same construction. Here's the key part. After I do that, what did I ask you to do with your compass? A little wider, and here's exactly why. Go ahead. I'll show it after everyone does their arcs. There's a reason why I want you to put it a little wider. Where do I put my compass now, kids? On either point of intersection. Yep. And again, this can be done below or above the line M. And then, okay, I made one arc. Where do I put my next one? You guys are too busy working. Put it on the other point of intersection, right? And and I know some of you might not care, but I feel like it's important to tell. Remember I had you open up your compass a little wider after the first arc? Here's why. If you keep it the same opening for all three arcs, sometimes this intersection will line right up on point P, the point, and where you're going to line your straight edge up, right? That's a problem. So that's why I have you open it up a little wider so you avoid that. Yeah.
If you open it up too much, will it mess it up?
No.
Okay.
No. As long as it's the same opening from both points. I don't care how much further you open it up, as long as it fits on the darn page. Okay, yeah. But if you keep it the same, chances are it's going to line up on the point, which we do not want. All right, draw your perpendicular line in. Everyone put the right angle symbol? Sorry, I'm behind you guys. All good? Anything you want to ask? So you know how to do a bisector and now a perpendicular line. That doesn't need to bisect. Good? Now I got an honors one for you. You ready for the honors one? Copy a triangle. Copy a triangle. Everyone see this triangle right here? I want the same exact triangle back, but using your compass. All right, hey, this is going to sound silly. A triangle is made up of how many sides? 3. And those sides are what vocabulary term? They're just what? They're just 3 line segments. First construction I ever showed you was copy a line segment. And that's what we're going to do. We're going to copy all 3 sides of this triangle. Ooh, wait a second. I need something to do this on. What am I going to have you draw first then? Line segment. Okay, when you draw your line segment, please just check that it is longer than the longest side of this triangle up here. Right? We need something to do all these constructions on, so we need to build ourselves a segment. Up first, copy one of the three sides. Me personally, I always like to copy the longest one first, but copy one of them. Copy one of the three sides. I always go to the longest one just to get it out of the way, because we're going to copy all three eventually. Open it up to the length, right? Everyone remembers this from our first construction. And put it on your endpoint. And make an arc through your segment. So you copied one side. I'm going to do this because I'm getting old, but some of you guys could probably handle it without doing it. I'm going to put a number 1 right there. That reminds me that that was the first arc I did, because that's going to come into play at the end. If you guys can remember it without putting numbers, that's fine. But I'm just going to remind myself that's the first arc I made. All right, you ready? Copy a second segment. Got to copy a second side on to your same exact way we just did. Copy a second side on. Your call. And you'll see me put a number 2 there. So I get them. I remember which one I did first and which one I did second. Again, guys, I don't need that. That's just me being me. Have we done anything crazy yet? We just copied 2 segments. Measure the third side. Do not copy it. Just measure it with your compass. Open up your compass to the length of the third and final side of this triangle. Do not copy it onto the line segment, though. Everyone's got it measured. All right, here it is. Here's how you finish this construction. And this is why I needed a reminder. When you measure the third side, you put your compass point on the first arc. You put your compass point on the first arc, and you are going to make an arc that intersects the second one that you made. You put your compass point on the first to intersect your second. And I know some of you guys made some tiny arcs. You're probably going to have to go back and extend those arcs so they do intersect. So you guys that just made those little tiny arc marks, okay, but you got to go back and make them longer. Put your compass point on the first so it intersects your second. Compass point on the first, intersect the second arc. And we're almost done. You just got to make the other 2 sides of the triangle. Everyone with me here? We're good? All right. How many sides in a triangle again? 3, right? Hey, you already have one of the sides up here. Remember that was the first one we did? Right there to the first arc. You already have one side. So where do the other 2 come from? The intersection point and the end point. There's side number 2. And then do you see where the third side would come from? Your first arc to the intersection point. You have just created a congruent triangle. Look at you guys. Not bad. Yes.
Could you like have the second arc like just up in the like, top part, or like just in the air above it, and then have the third arc intersect it?
As long as it's coming from the first, yeah. And again, these might be switched too, depending on which side you copied first. Okay, they might be switched. Yep.
Do it. Put the congruent marks.
Nope. That's it. That's all I leave your arc marks, though. That's how I'm going to grade it. Can you go to your homework, please? I want to make sure there's no confusion. Go to number 3 on your homework. Please read the directions. I want to make sure there's no confusion on number 3. You're going to construct a triangle that is half the side. How do you make a half a side again then? Midpoint. Correct. You got to find the midpoint of each side, then copy those. Good. And then look at number 4. Number 4, I didn't make the triangle for you, but I want a triangle with those 3 sides. Okay. Every year I give that problem and kids start making their own side lengths. Is everyone good? I want a triangle that's got those 3 side lengths right there. And it's not fill in the blank. The sides are those segments there. Okay, it's not kids start filling like, what is this, Mad Libs or something? All right, those are the side lengths right there, the segments. Okay, good. All right, and then number 5 is a little bit of a challenge, so you can do it. Do you know what an equilateral triangle is? All three sides the same, correct. Yep. Okay. All right, we'll see what you can do, and then I'll answer any questions. Tomorrow we review the entire day. We're going to review for the test the entire time tomorrow.
Oh,
So-
you said the numbers.
No, if you can keep track of which one you did first and second, no, absolutely not.